guys, welcome back to Beautifully Bookish Bethany, where I have new videos every week about books and the geeky mom lifestyle. Subscribe for more bookish videos and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified every time I release a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my May TBR. So May, how is it already gonna be May, guys? Full disclosure, April has probably been my lowest reading month of the year, and part of it has been because I've been organizing the Social Distance Book Fest, which as I'm filming this video is happening in like 2 days. So it's a lot. It's been very exciting. It's been incredible the way that it's all come together, and by the time this is up, it will be over, but you can still see the live videos, so I'll link my panel up above if you guys haven't seen it. It's super exciting, but all of that work has meant much less time for reading, which means that some of the things that were on my TBR for April are things that I did not actually get to, and so some of those are going to be rolling over. I'm not going to be mentioning all of them again just because that seems a little bit redundant, but I will touch on a couple of them. However, I do also have some other and new books to share that I'm very excited to be getting to in the month of May. So, as usual, I'm going to start by sharing the books for my Patreon book club. Every month, my patrons get to vote on a book that we read together, and it is themed. For May, the theme that they voted on was sci-fi, so they got to vote amongst which of the sci-fi books we were going to read. And one book won. Another book was close behind it, so what I decided to do, because honestly I'm interested in reading both of these books, is we're having like 1.5 sort of books for book club this month. Patrons can choose to read one or both or whatever. The half is kind of a long book, so we're going to finish it next month. The book that ended up winning that poll that we're going to be reading together this month is Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston. I am excited about this. It has been on my TBR for far too long, and I'm excited to finally pick it up. Book 2 is already out. And I have not read this. This has been pitched as Anastasia in Space, which sounds like a whole lot of fun. I love Ashley Poston's Geekerella series, and so I'm hopeful that this will be a fun one as well. So we're going to be reading this for book club. If you want to join us, my Patreon is always linked down below, and there's lots of fun perks, and it's a really wonderful community. The other book that we're going to be reading part of this month and finishing up in June is 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. I'm excited about this. This is like a giant tome. It's very long, which is why we're not reading 2 full books for this month. This, I think, is like a Asian spin-off of George Orwell's 1984, but with some differences. I know it's a work of translated fiction. I've heard amazing things about it, and I'm really excited to dive into it. However, it is, you know, 1,200 pages long, so we will not be reading all of this and this for book club this month. We will be reading the first section of this, the first third of it, which is like, I don't know, how is this divided up? I gotta see. For people who are interested, we will be reading book 1 of the 3 books that are in here, which is about 400 pages, and then we'll be finishing this up in June, since June is going to be middle grade fiction, so that seems like a good fit. So these are book club picks for Sci-Fi May. If you want to join us, please do. It's going to be fun. We also recently transitioned to doing live streaming book chats, which is really exciting, and so those are going to be available for patrons to check out. As always, huge thank you to all of my patrons. You're amazing, and your support means the world to me, and a special shout out goes out to my patrons at the new release hardcover level and above, currently including Trina from Bookish Trina, Sydney from Sydney's Stories, Ashley from Books with Ashley, Jillian from Jillian's Book Chatter, Lori from Lori's Book Trials, and Jessie from The Tiny Tea Set. Thank you so much to all of you. Additionally, every month my patrons are entered into a raffle where one of them gets to select a book that they want to see me read and review in the coming month. For May, the winner of that raffle is a really wonderful longtime supporter of mine and commenter who lives in Europe, Vi Kathy. I think I'm saying that right. And the book that she selected for me to read is City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. I have seen people say good things about this. Honestly, I don't know what it's about, so I'm gonna look it up now and we will find out together. So it sounds interesting. It's set in the New York City theater world of the 1940s, and it says it's a delicious novel of glamour, sex, and adventure about a young woman discovering that you don't have to be a good girl to be a good person. Sounds interesting. I know she really loved it and has been talking about it, and so I'm excited to give it a try. So I will be reading City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert in May. A few things that you have probably seen on my TBRs previously that are on here again that I really want to get to this month. I have Network Effect by Martha Wells. This is the new Murderbot book. I still can't believe I haven't read this yet. I'm so excited to read it, and I love Murderbot so much, and I've just been so busy and keep having to read other things, and I want to read you. I want to read about you, Murderbot. It's gonna happen. So I'm hoping to pick this one up in May. I am also hoping to finally get around to reading Stealing Thunder by Alina Boyden. Again, this is one that I know I've talked about before. It is a debut adult fantasy novel that is own voices for the trans woman representation. It's got dragons and trans princesses, and I've heard good things about it. I do really want to read this. So that is on my TBR. And then a book that I have heard so many rave reviews about. It's a debut YA fantasy. This is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. And I know that Aiden Thomas is trans mask, and the main character in this story is a trans boy who wants to go through the rituals to become a brujo, which is a Latinx witch, but his family is uncertain whether it will work because he is trans, and so instead he does it himself and ends up bringing back a ghost of this boy, and there's like a love story between them. I've just heard really good things about it, so I'm excited to pick it up. And then a couple of new things to add. One is a book that has been on my radar for a while. It's stunning, and I am super grateful to the folks over at Glasstown Entertainment for offering to send me a finished copy because it's beautiful. This is Incendiary by Zoraida Cordova. This is the first in a new Latinx fantasy series that is getting published through Disney Hyperion. I mean, just look at the cover. It's gorgeous. Also, the book is like surprisingly hefty. This one follows a girl who is secretly a spy working against the crown. It's got hidden secrets and memories and Latinx magic, and I am very here for it. Also, the cover is just stunning, and I'm super grateful to have this in my possession. So I will be reading that as well. And then the final physical book that I'm putting on my TBR for this month is an ARC that was sent to me from Fierce Reads. This is coming out in May, and the cover is pretty adorable. This is called I Kissed Alice by Anna Burch. This is an FF sort of rivals to lovers story that has a twist that feels kind of reminiscent of You've Got Mail. It's got these two girls who are rivals at an art school who think that they're enemies and hate each other in real life, but they end up connecting with each other on a fanfic site under pseudonyms. And, you know, I love those tropes. It looks super adorable. I'm definitely excited to check this one out. So this might seem like a relatively small TBR for me, given how much I typically read, but don't worry. Part of that is because I was offered to do a sponsored video that's pretty exciting, where I pitched doing a secret reading vlog in a particular genre, and I'm not going to give you any details, and I think it's going to be super fun. So I've got several books that are going on my TBR for that reading vlog that I can't tell you about right now. And then I'm also going to be reading some e-arcs from NetGalley, which I'm starting to try to share during some of my TBRs, so I thought I would tell you some of the things that are on the docket for me next month. First up, I have The Boyfriend Project by Farah Rochon, and what's interesting about this is that this had already been on my radar, but then I was talking to my mother-in-law, and she was like, oh, you know, my friend's daughter writes romance, and I think this is the book that she's written. And so apparently, like, I ended up reaching out to this author on Twitter, and we were chatting, and she knows my mother-in-law, which is just kind of funny. So I pre-ordered her book, but I also have a NetGalley arc, so I'm excited to get into it. The Boyfriend Project is the start of a new series that follows three girls who become friends when it turns out that they've been duped by the same man during the process of trying to date. And it just sounds really fun. Apparently it's got a good romance in it. It's got solid friendship, which I'm here for. So I'm excited to check that one out. I am also planning on reading The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. This was on my list of most anticipated books for 2020. Sadly, it did get pushed back to 2021, but since I have an arc of it, that I've already downloaded. I want to read it anyway. I'm very excited for it. I think she's going to be a really big deal as a debut, but they are pushing it, I think probably due to some of the COVID stuff, to next year. This is a YA fantasy debut. It is African inspired, and it follows a girl who's born in a place where people either have red blood or gold blood. And it's believed that if they have gold blood, they are like demon possessed or something like that, and they have to choose whether to be outcast from their village or to go and join a military of some sort. I think that's the way that this goes. I remember when I first heard the synopsis, I was like, yes, please, that sounds really, really cool. So I'm hoping to read that one next month. I've also downloaded an arc of I Come With Knives by S.A. Hunt. This is the sequel to I Burn the Dark. It's a duology, I think, and I'm super excited about it. If you haven't heard me talk about it before, I Burn the Dark was fantastic. It's a traditionally published debut from a non-binary author, and I just really, really loved it. It was about a punk YouTuber who makes videos about hunting these evil witches, and it's just great. It's really great. So I'm very excited, given the cliffhanger at the end of book 1, to jump into book 2 if I get a chance. And then finally, I'm hoping to get to Real Men Knit by Kwana Jackson, and this is a contemporary adult romance that features men who I think take over running a knitting store, which sounds super fun. So those are my e-arcs, plus I have the secret TBR and all of the stuff that I mentioned. I will probably pick up other things as well as holds come through from my library, and we'll just see how the month goes. Probably I will read a lot more since the Social Distance Book Fest is over, but you never know for sure. So there you go. That is it. Talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know any of your thoughts or feelings on any of the books that I shared today. And let me know for your question of the day what your reading plans are for May. How did it go for you in April? Did you read more or less or the same as what you expected? And what are you hoping to pick up moving into May? I know there are like readathons happening, and maybe I'll try to jump in on a couple of them, but right now I think I'm so overwhelmed with this book festival I'm putting together, like I just can't think about trying to do anything else. Talk to me in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.